The following is a presentation of the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports.
We welcome you to Charlottesville and the grounds at the University of Virginia in front of the historic Rotunda. London Parentes and the Cavaliers are back home to meet Ben Lammers and Georgia Tech in their only meeting of the regular season next. Well, this fourth Saturday of the ACC season, it's a busy schedule. 6 games on the slate, and we welcome you to John Paul Jones Arena in Charlottesville. The Cavaliers have won 3 straight, 7 of their last 9. They're number 16 in the country. Georgia Tech has won 2 of 3 and 5 of their last 8. Great to be with you for our coverage on the ACC Network with Jason Capel, West Durham. A third of the conference season is already gone. You better be careful. It'll move fast on you, Jason.
Well, it's so competitive in the ACC this season. You look at UVA, they dropped 2 of their first 3, now winning 3 in a row, playing excellent basketball. And Georgia Tech, the surprise of the ACC season, already 3 wins, but a tough test here on the road.
No surprise how the Cavaliers are getting it done. As we take a look at our innovative play, brought to you by Progressive Insurance, your first-round draft pick for car insurance, Jason.
When you talk about UVA, it's all about the pack line defense. No footprints in the paint. Cutting off the gaps. You see 2 guys converging on the ball, but able to close out to the shooter as well. Once again, if you beat your defender, there's going to be help, active bodies, active hands, able to turn turnovers into easy opportunities. Once again, control the paint. Don't allow anyone to get their footprints in the paint. Total team defense. 3 guys reaching for the basketball, cutting off driving lines, and we know every shot is going to be contested. Verticality, hands straight up. You must finish possessions with the rebound. Doing a nice job. The Virginia Cavaliers, the best defense in all of college basketball.
And the paint will be a premium today. The Jackets have the most improved player in the ACC in Big Ben Lammers.
Well, he's doing an excellent job this season. Not only blocking shots, 8 blocked shots and a loss to Virginia Tech, but he's scoring it, and he's the guy that facilitates from the high post. He must command the paint for the Yellow Jackets to have a chance here today.
9 double-doubles for Lammers, 3 in conference play. They split 2 meetings a year ago. The Jackets and Wahoos from Charlottesville on a busy ACC Saturday next.
By Food Lion, raising standards without raising prices. How refreshing. By New York Life. With the right guidance, everyone can be good at life. And by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Full house settling in at John Paul Jones Arena. Number 16, Virginia and Georgia Tech, as you get a look at the Rotunda on the grounds here at the university. And how about our Food Line starting lineups, Jason? And both schools have made some changes. 5th straight game that Josh Heath's been in the order for Georgia Tech, and Mario Shayok went into Tony Bennett's order 4 games ago.
And Mario Shayok, when you talk about his production in ACC play, 4 out of 6 games he's been in double figures. And on the other side with Georgia Tech, Quentin Stevens, 9 of 18 his last 2 games from 3-point range, coming off a great contest against Virginia Tech, 18 points, 13 rebounds. They need him to have that production from distance to soften this Virginia defense.
And that brings us to our Carolina Ford keys to the game.
For Georgia Tech, ball and body movement. You can't go against this pack line defense and think you can beat it one-on-one. The ball has to move. You have to have cutting towards the hoop. Virginia, 2nd and 3rd options. Only 1 player averaging double figures, London Parentes. We know they lock you down defensively. They need other guys to step up and put the ball in the hoop as well.
Well, you said it a moment ago, the biggest surprise so far through the first third of the ACC slate has been Josh Pastner and the Yellow Jackets. Some didn't think they would win any conference games. They started New Year's Eve beating North Carolina and Atlanta. Then last week, a 12-point victory over Clemson. And then Pastner won his ACC road game at NC State. After losing at Duke, he comes back and wins in Raleigh.
Well, Pastner doing the job. Excellent. You talk about early in the season, your first ACC win, you knock off the Tar Heels, but even more impressive, getting that road win in a league where it's so tough to win away from home.
Native of Kingwood, Texas in his first season. And, of course, here is Tony Bennett. 8 years, 179 wins in Charlottesville. Remarkable. 30, 30, and 29 the last 3 years, Jason.
One of the premier teams in not only the ACC, but all of college basketball since Tony Bennett has taken over the helm.
Georgia Tech will switch on defense, but they start man-to-man here against the Cavaliers. And the senior from Los Angeles, London Parentes, runs the offense.
And when defending Virginia, you must be prepared to defend for the full 30 seconds. Nice curl from Devin Hall, able to get all the way down the lane for an easy lefty layup.
13 points, half dozen assists, and the win at Boston College on Wednesday night. Okogie is an outstanding-looking freshman for Pastner and the Jackets. He'll get baseline and lay it up and in. Josh Okogie had 26 in the ACC victory over Carolina, had 38 earlier in the year against Tulane.
And West, that's his game. He's a guy, not a great shooter. He wants to attack downhill, especially going right. Able to finish in the lane there.
Fast minute here in Charlottesville, locked up at 2.
And now you talked about the change in defenses. Josh Pastner is not going to give you the same look each time down the floor. Now the Jackets in the zone. And Devin Hall, once again, he's playing that sweet spot area. Free throw line extended, able to knock down a jumper.
Okogie back inside. Salt pulls away the rebound. Blue collar player at 6'11" from New Zealand is the Virginia postman Jack Salt. Parentes with Okogie on him. Now Shayock, and that's a win from a matchup perspective against Heath, isn't it?
Love to see Mario Shayock get down to the post, use his size and strength.
That got blocked, and Parentes on a second chance draws the foul. Lamont Simpson, one of the umpires today with Tim Comer and the referee Tim Nestor.
This Virginia offense, guys are going to be moving and cutting and getting screens set by these two bigs up front. Parentes takes that curl, able to get in the lane. Okogie got a piece of the first one. Parentes stays with it, earns a trip to the line.
Georgia Tech foul their first. Okogie picks up the personal. Dev Hall already with a couple of early field goals for the Cavaliers prior to the Parentes free throw.
We talked about Virginia needing that second scoring option. Devin Hall averaging just under 12 points a game in ACC play. Here Tony Bennett, it's excellent to see him get off to a strong start.
Couple of free throws for Parentes, 4-point lead for the Cavaliers. Here is Heath, the transfer from South Florida, whose dad is now an assistant at Boston College. Okogie double teamed, and they go to the deck, and a travel called on Georgia Tech. Virginia double teamed Okogie on that baseline out of the pack line.
Well, that's that pack line defense right there. If you're going to drive, no, you may think you have a defender beat, but help is going to come. Jack Salt doing an excellent job. Active hands first to the floor. And when defending Okogie, you have to take away that right hand. He's going to have to move the basketball. The freshman has to learn he can't go one-on-two against this stingy defense.
See the scores at the bottom of the screen. Carolina winner at Boston College in game 1 of our doubleheader. Virginia turns it over, and here is Moore, another freshman for Pastner and the Jackets in transition. Justin Moore, averaging about 5 points against the league, pulls Georgia Tech to within a basket.
And Georgia Tech, a team that labors to score at times. Easy transition baskets, that's something Josh Pastner talked about. They have to get easy opportunities and convert. And Isaiah Wilkins there, free throw line area. He's comfortable taking that shot. Much improved from a season ago.
Back to a 4-point lead. Cavaliers have doubled the number early. Here's Corey Hayward inside. And last touched by Georgia Tech before it hit the end line, so it will go to Virginia. Hayward, an early substitution for Okogie. And Pastner spots his minutes, Jason, primarily for his defensive efforts.
Absolutely. Hayward built more like a fullback. Strong kid, does an excellent job defensively. An older player on the most inexperienced team in college basketball. He brings that leadership on the defensive end of the floor.
Comes by the football build, honestly. His dad, the late Ironhead Hayward, and his brother, of course, plays for the Steelers. Big game for those guys tomorrow. Shayock a 3. Another 3 of the year for Shayock.
We talked about second and third option. I think you're seeing it here early. Devin Hall getting the job done, and Shayock knocking down from distance.
7-point lead. for Virginia. Biggest here of the opening 3.5 minutes. Now Lammers a touch. Strong with the jump hook.
But that's okay. You must get that ball inside, force the defense to have to converge on Lammers. Would love to see him go straight up and down, not fade away in the paint.
9-2 run by the Cavaliers, and they're looking to add to it. Parentes through traffic, tried to go to Wilkins. Moore took it away. Ahead for Heath with Salt trailing, and a nice transition basket for Josh Heath.
With a great find by Justin Moore defensively. He cracked down there on the weak side, able to be in the right place for that steal. Head up, pitches it. Nice finish in transition. 4 transition baskets early for Georgia Tech.
This thing got a little quick for both these schools here a minute or two, didn't it?
Absolutely. 2 teams that want to take time off that clock in the half court. They're going up and down a little bit more than we're accustomed to.
Shea. Parentes with 5 to shoot. Knocks down the triple.
Doesn't London Parentes make that shot every time? Short shot clock, a big shot needs to be made. Number 32 in white seems to always be there to give it to you.
Lead to 8 for the Cavaliers. Heath through traffic. Oh, a little scoop and score with the right hand.
Little Steve Nash-esque there. Working that baseline, twinkle toes. Everyone thought he was throwing that baseline drift to the corner. The scoop off the glass.
Lifted up over his shoulder. Second basket for Heath. Shea, 3 rattled out. Stevens the rebound. Jackets trail 6. Heath posted back-to-back double figures after his 10-point game the other night for the first time in his career. Now caught in a double team. Tried to lob it to Hayward and threw it away. Both teams out of character in terms of tempo here in the first 5.5 minutes of play. Hall. Wilkins set the screen. Shayok the basket.
Wes, this offense is so tough to defend against. The bigs are going to set flare screens. You must be aware. Excellent passing basketball team. Shayok able to get all the way to the paint for the finish.
Early on, out of character for both schools. End-to-end pace in Charlottesville. By 8, and well, you see the Cavaliers. There's no question where Tony Bennett's team butters the bread. It's at the defensive end, but look at the 3-point field goal percentage, 41%.
And that's a change. And when you look at other guys stepping up, we've seen Shayok knock down one from distance. Devin Hall shooting hot basketball as well. And Parentes simply one of the most consistent players in all of college basketball.
Stevens a shot fake, got it blocked. Wilkins recovered. Parentes in transition and 1.
Wes, we talk a lot about the best point guards in the country. London Parentes, his name doesn't show up a lot, but it shows up on the court. Defensively, Wilkins gets beat on the shot fake, but he recovers and gets the block shot. And then London Parentes, all he does is win. Attacking in transition, taking the harm, able to finish and gave us a little flex before the end one opportunity.
Got 7 of their 18, make it 8 of their 19 as he knocks the free throw down. Josh Heath back onto the floor for the freshman Justin Moore, and Quentin Stevens has come out. Kellen McCormick, grad transfer from Western Michigan, has come onto the floor for the first time. Did not play in their last couple of ball games. Todrick Jackson out there for the first time as well for Georgia Tech. And meanwhile, Diakite has come on the deck for Virginia, and also Jared Reuter out there for the first time. Don't forget Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. Oh, a big one in the ACC. Virginia, Notre Dame at South Bend. Some of you will see Wake Forest and Syracuse. 11-point lead for the Cavaliers in Jackson, where they're trying to get it to Lammers. Awfully difficult task against the defense. Up strong on Reuters. Ben Lammers scores.
Ben Lammers earned that 2 points there. The most improved player in all of the ACC, doing his work, commanding the basketball, demanding the pass to find him in the paint, able to finish.
First basket for Lammers, junior from San Antonio. Diakite, Darius Thompson, Parentes deep, and good.
We call this the year of the point guard. We talk about the freshmen and so many great young point guards in the country. But London Perez is one of the best point guards, one of the best players in the country. Not a lot of people talk about.
And a foul called on Virginia. And it'll be on Thompson. It'll be his first. And one on Virginia.
Virginia averages just under 16 assists a game, moving the ball around the perimeter freely. And when it finds 32 in White's hands, shot ready, feet set, able to knock it down.
Heath couldn't knock down the layup off the wheel at the top of the circle. There's the Indianapolis freshman Kyle Guy, also into the lineup for the first time. Reuter. Here's Thompson, a three. And slapped away. Lammers and Reuter scramble for it, and Big Ben tugged it out of there. Virginia by a dozen. McCormick against Diakite. Ten to shoot for Heath. Lammers with 5. Skip for Jackson. Okogie a 3. Josh Okogie. 12th triple of the year, Jason.
And a great offensive stand there for Georgia Tech, showing great patience, poised with the basketball, moving it under pressure till it found the open man. Okogie, if he's knocking down shots from distance, you need that to go against this pack line.
Guy, Thompson. Now back to Perrin. That's from the logo. Lammers the rebound. Want to see how warm it was in the building, didn't he?
Little heat check. Took a step further back than the previous one that he made.
We'll get a whistle and a foul on the Cavaliers. Free throws coming for Georgia Tech when we return.
Of London Perez, 2 for 3 from distance. Able to attack off the bounce. Shot that one from the U. Shot ready on the catch. And in transition, takes the harm. The kiss off the glass. And the flex to let us know. 11 points. Doing an excellent job getting the Wahoos off to a great start. And you see the numbers. Just a complete, consistent player now for 4 years. He's been the leader offensively and defensively of a team that's won over 100 games throughout his career.
Inside Lammers. Fall away. And Thompson the rebound of the miss for Virginia. Ty Jerome on the floor. Freshman from New Rochelle, New York. And Devin Hall back out there. Parentes gets a break, by the way, with Jerome out on the deck. Kyle Guy going to work. Nice move, Jerome. Left hand rolls in. Averaging just 9.5 minutes a game and 23 minutes of play and 5 points, 5 assists at Boston College on Wednesday night.
But Georgia Tech has to do a better job on these down screens, understanding the offensive player is looking to curl. The big has to be there to bump that, and you must take care of the basketball. Live ball turnovers can lead to easy opportunities. Guy shot a brick there in transition.
Now 6 of his last 21 from the floor is Kyle Guy. Okogie another 3.
This is a guy not known as a three-point shooter. His second of the day, and that could open things up a bit. To beat Virginia, you must knock down open shots. Florida State did it. You look at what Pittsburgh was able to do. To compete against this defense, you must make shots from distance.
Total break from the scouting report with Okogie now. 8 points and a pair of threes to lead Georgia Tech. 7 to shoot. Salt. And blocked from behind by Stevens.
And Lammers overcommitted to the corner. Left that paint open. Lammers a great block.
Jackson foiled at the iron by the Cavaliers. Able to save it. Now Guy contests Okogie on the perimeter. Now Lammers and Salt. Heath bounce pass to Lammers. Up and under on Salt. Pretty good matchup of 2 young big guys. Saul the redshirt sophomore, Lammers the true junior.
If you're going against Salt, you better have your hard hat and helmet. because that guy's built like a brick house, doing an excellent job using his body, moving his feet, not allowing an angle for Lammers to finish inside.
20 pounds heavier, Jason, than Lammers is Salt, and Hall missed with the three. Todrick Jackson trying to find an alley and scores with the left hand.
Attacking in transition is something you must do against this defense. Get downhill. Don't allow the half court to get set. Jackson attacking with that left hand scoop off the glass.
Georgia Tech to within 6. 8-2 run by the Jackets. Guy answers at the foul line.
The sweet spot of the zone is at that ACC area. When you have a shooter that can catch, look and pass, but also knock it down as well, you can soften up any zone.
Kogi tried to bounce it out of a double team, turned it over. Thompson and the Cavaliers 3-on-2. And one. It'll be on Heath. It's his first. Third on Georgia Tech.
Well, attacking in transition, Thompson going coast to coast. Takes the hit. Eyes focused on the rim. You see Heath still moving. He didn't have guarded area there, still trying to slide in front. And Virginia, when they get stops defensively, able to corral rebounds or get their hands on loose balls, they want to push in transition as well. And Thompson, the guy, one of the best athletes on this team, able to finish on the break.
Cavaliers are right about 69% at the free throw line as a team, 68% in confidence. Free throw rimmed out. You see the Noles have taken an early lead on the Cards at the Tucker Center in Tallahassee today.
Not many people talked about Florida State before the season began. They put the country on notice. They're for real this season. There's so many excellent players, so deep, so big. Leonard Hamilton has a winner on his hands this year.
10-point lead for the Cavaliers. Stevens, a deep three. Quentin Stevens' first points on his 27th triple of the year.
And that's 10 for his last 19 now. We've seen him with an excellent block shot, doing the job defensively, but he's shooting a hot basketball with great confidence.
Wilkins working against Obanda, and Stevens the rebound there. Hayward. McCormick can shoot threes. Jerome contests for Virginia. Back for Stevens. Hall closes nicely there. Inside Obanda against Wilkins. 3-second call. And that'll get us to a timeout. Georgia Tech to within 7 when we come back. Life ACC tournaments headed to the Big Apple, and the ACC's giving you a chance to come along too. Enter to win a travel voucher, hotel accommodation, and tickets at theacc.com/VIP. And your guest name is Capel. That's C-A-P. Right? What? Look at that. The ACC tournament championship banner for the Cavaliers. Picked up one in 1976, of course, at Landover, Maryland, and then a couple of years ago in Greensboro. Tony Bennett's team will be one of those household brands that we're looking at in New York City, right?
Well, the ACC tournament is always a lot of fun, but the parity this year, each day, each game is going to be hotly contested.
Yep.
And right now, Wes, there's no clear favorite who's going to win.
You're right.
A lot of fun.
Third of the way through the conference calendar as we start this fourth weekend of play. Georgia Tech's got more on the floor, and Okogie a turnover from Jerome. And Josh is fouled. And Wilkins put it up. Josh Pastner wants the basket. Tim Nestor says it was on the way up.
Well, a tough pass from Ty Jerome. Okogie, Johnny on the spot, shooting that gap. And again, when he gets in transition, he's going right and he's strong enough to finish. Close call there, but I agree with the officials. But Josh Pastner, his first year now at the helm of Georgia Tech, he's trying to get every little piece he can get, begging for that call, but he must be pleased with the effort his team is putting out on the floor here on the road today.
Okogie's second free throw is good. Now 7 straight double-figure games for the freshman Okogie out of Snellville, Georgia, and Shiloh High School.
And Pastner told us his team had to convert at the foul line, and they must make layups. It's a good sign now. Okogie made 8 of his last 8 shots from the line.
Shayok a three. Hit the side of the glass. Lammers kept it alive. Stevens. Georgia Tech trails 28-23. At the top of the circle, Lammers.
Both teams shooting a high percentage here in this first half. But Georgia Tech defensively has stepped up, and offensively now beginning to get in the flow. Okogie, he is in attack mode at all times. Attacks that baseline. But you see the help sides coming. Ty Jerome there. That's a tough call. I thought Mariel Shayek had his hand on top of the basketball. I thought it maybe should have been a jump ball, but Jerome is whistling for the foul.
Jason, how much of that is the 2 threes by Okogie that they have to honor the ability on the catch on the perimeter now, right?
Well, now the scouting report has changed. Before this contest is close out short, force him to take those shots. Don't allow him to drive right. Well, now he's softened that a bit. He's knocked down 2 from distance. You must close out, and this kid is so strong. His body for a freshman, he can take contact and still get shots off.
Offensive rebound for Stevens. Okogie back to the rack, slapped out of there by Saul. The big man from New Zealand's having none of it at the rim. Hall trying to get Virginia organized here on this possession. Lammers out to the corner. Here's Wilkins. Oh, he skipped it for Hall off an open post move. And Lammers the rebound of the miss.
Isaiah Wilkins was wide open on the weak side block the entire possession. A simple lob to the rim, and that's an easy dunk. The guards of UVA have to find the open man against this switching defense.
Nice give and go. Moore's Lammers, and then back to Justin Moore for his second field goal.
Lammers at that high post acts as a facilitator. The give and go, the nice pocket pass, and the freshman Moore able to finish inside.
Jackets to within 2. UVA made their first 2 threes. They're one of their last 9. Wilkins approaching 5 minutes to go in a very entertaining first half. Left corner, Hall. Sought the rebound. Right shoulder, drove it into Lammers and put it up, draws the foul from the Georgia Tech big man. First on Lammers, 4 on Georgia Tech.
We talked about ball and body movement offensively for Georgia Tech. Here you see it in spades. Moore kills his dribble, gives it up. Lammers, the quick catch and find, able to finish off the glass. If you're going to have success against this defense, you must have ball and body movement. And if you're Jack Salt and you need success at the foul line, you must use the glass.
Right off the white square, just like they told you when you were growing up.
Yeah, that's a strong kid there.
Second one rattled out. 3-point game, under 5 to play in the first half. 29-26 Virginia. Hayward back on the floor. Lammers. Stevens, look at Salt help Wilkins there. Here's Lammers, double team quickly. Skips it across. Moore. Okogie with 5 to shoot. Shot fake, put it up strong on Isaiah Wilkins.
This kid is wired to score. Having made 2 threes, as we talked about, now he's able to drive, something that he takes great pride in. The spin, the finish, and don't look now, but the Yellow Jackets trail by only 1 here on the road.
10-1 run by the Jackets, Jason. Wilkins. Hall. Guy a 3. And Salt the second chance now for Virginia at the offensive end. Look away for Guy. Layup good.
Josh Pastner storming those sidelines, employing his team to finish possessions with the rebound. West, they're doing the job defensively on the first shot, forcing tough outside looks, but you must finish that possession with a rebound.
Well, Devin Hall draws the foul, but Josh Okogie has got 13 first-half points for Georgia Tech. And the Jackets to within 3. A moment ago, Wilkins dials up Guy. Accommodations and tickets to every game for you and a guest, all courtesy of Haviland. Enter today at theacc.com/Haviland. 6 games on the ACC slate today. And the rookie from Georgia Tech, Josh Okogie, off to a great start, leading all scorers now with 13 points, Jason.
They're doing an excellent job. When you think of Josh Okogie, he wasn't one of the names mentioned in the ACC Rookie of the Year or All-Rookie race. But he's doing an excellent job for the Yellow Jackets, and defensively, Georgia Tech forcing so many tough shots from Virginia, especially from distance, where they're 3 for 13 here in the first half.
And we get a whistle and foul called, and it will be on Okogie. Offensive foul, his second, with 3:28 to play. Team foul number 5 on Georgia Tech. So a turnover there, and a 3-point lead for Virginia, who has Parentes, Guy, Hall, Salt, and Wilkins on the floor. Cavaliers, though, struggling from behind the line, where they're the best 3-point shooting team in conference play at 47%. Wilkins, a fall away too good.
Much improved player, Isaiah Wilkins. We've seen him knock down a 15-footer. There he shows us he can go off the bounce, the nice spin to create that airspace to knock down a fadeaway.
Hayward. And Stevens got taken off his route. And Jack Salt from Auckland, North Island in New Zealand, his first.
Well, in this defense, that's called checking a cutter. And that's something that with the freedom of movement initiative is supposed to be taken out. And if you get hit like that from Jack Salt, best believe you're going to feel it for the remainder of the game.
Stevens. Reroute down the lane, left it short over Wilkins. Boy, Isaiah Wilkins is so improved, Jason. Just the versatility of his game, both ends really.
Think about the front court players that have played that position. You have Akil Mitchell, obviously last year with Gill. These guys get better as they're in this system. Isaiah Wilkins, just another one doing it on both ends there with the block.
Parentes. Here is Wilkins, 7 to shoot. Guy out of the corner of 3. And Wilkins alone, and an offensive chance fell out. And it got tapped away, and possession will go to Georgia Tech.
And that's a possession where Georgia Tech got lucky. Quentin Stevens, the senior, he must come downhill, put a body on Wilkins. The shot goes up. Stevens just turns and looks, allows Wilkins a free path to the hoop. Unable to finish, so the Yellow Jackets still in striking distance, but they have to do the little things that can ensure them an opportunity to get in the winner's circle.
Lammers being contested on every pass by Salt. Moore. 10 to shoot. Here's Hayward. Trying to get it to Lammers. Corey worked all the way around. Offensive foul. He hooked Parentes going baseline. It'll be his first and 6 now on the Jackets.
Well, London Parentes, he's shown he's knocking down shots from distance. Here, watch him move his feet, takes the contact. And Hayward, unable to create that angle, uses that chicken wing to hook around. But you can't do that on the baseline right in front of an official.
Heath will pick up Parentes in the backcourt as we're under 2 minutes to go. You see the 7 turnovers for Georgia Tech. Virginia #1 in league play in turnover margin, plus 2.67 a game. Salt backs down Lammers' left hand.
You must take away that right shoulder inside when you're defending Jack Salt. Too big, too strong. When you allow him to get 2 feet in the paint, not much you can do to contest.
Anything Salt gives you offensively in terms of points is gravy for Tony Bennett. He pushes the lead to 7. Moore. Stevens a 3.
This defense is a thing of beauty to watch. 5 guys so connected, helping one another, talking, sitting down, pointing, and contesting every shot. Then when it goes up, 5 guys boxing out.
Look away to Salt, stolen by Jackson. 4th Virginia turnover. Moore at the other end, lost it on the way up. And it hit the shot clock, out of play. It'll belong to Virginia. And they're not bad in transition either, Jason.
Absolutely not. They're an opportunistic transition offensive team. But here you see more attacking. There are 3 white jerseys back in transition, which many times would be an easy opportunity. Every shot is going to be contested when you play Virginia.
So a 7-point lead for the Cavaliers here in the final minute of this first half of play. And time for a Ram Power Play brought to you by Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. And this week's play comes from the Virginia Tech Notre Dame game last week in Blacksburg. Matt Farrell diving on the floor face first, a critical steal and score against the Hokies in the final minute. Farrell completes the play. Temple Gibbs, and it's a 76-71 win. Notre Dame, after a loss the other night in Tallahassee, Farrell comes back 15 today. The Irish beat Syracuse at Purcell Pavilion by 18 points. VJ Beacham with 30 and Bonzi Colson 14 points and 14 rebounds. The Beacham 30 with a half dozen threes too, Coach Capel.
A dangerous offensive team that can get it done. And Matt Farrell, New Jersey tough, does it on both ends. The leader of one of the most fun offenses to watch in all of college basketball.
7-point lead. Virginia, another turnover. And don't forget the Hardy's halftime report on the way. We'll look at the biggest stories from around the ACC and the scores from games already in the books and those in progress on this fourth Saturday of play, and all the highlights and stats of our first 20 minutes coming up. Hardy's halftime report. Final possession belongs to Georgia Tech. Josh Pastner told Josh Heath with 10 seconds is when we're going to get started here. There's Lammers at the top. Heath with 5. Backs out. Moore trying to go to Lammers with 1. Turns at the horn. It's an air ball. And Virginia will take a 7-point lead to the locker room. 6-0 run for the Cavaliers. Georgia Tech got to within a point, but number 16 Virginia by 7 at the break.
ACC basketball is being brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. By Hardee's. And by Haviland, official motor oil of the ACC. By your Carolina Ford dealers. By Gatorade, win from within. And by Bojangles, it's bow time.
Great look inside what has been recently renovated here on the grounds at the University of Virginia, the Rotunda. Great statue and artwork and other things chronicling the work of Thomas Jefferson and his importance to the university. London Parrinja has been pretty important in the first half.
He got the Wahoos off to an excellent start. Doing the job from distance, shooting it from the U. Shot ready, but he can also attack in transition, getting downhill, finishing. I thought it was a no-flex zone, but obviously not. And on the other side, the freshman on the road stepping up big. Josh Okogie goes to the spin cycle there, the kiss off the glass, but he needs help on the offensive end. The Jackets, shooting a high percentage, must cut back on their turnovers in this final 20.
Remember, a 6-0 run by Virginia ended the half. Georgia Tech with the last 4 and change without a field goal. Shayok threw it away. Heath with the turnover, flips it ahead. Moore in transition. Josh Heath stamped one on the lob for Moore in his 3rd field goal.
Live ball turnovers lead to easy opportunities. And Georgia Tech, that's how they need to accumulate points. Easy transition baskets.
Salt. Quickly to the corner, Shayok a 3. Junior from Canada's got his 2nd triple of the ball game at 8 points.
The precision at moving the basketball. Salt got a touch in the paint. Then it moved from one side of the floor to the other, found the open man. 3-ball corner pocket from Shayok.
8-point Virginia lead. Lammers trying to go to work. Flipped it up, past Salt, wouldn't go. Boy, they're making life tough for Big Techs inside, aren't they, Jason?
The physicality of Jack Salt is really taking a toll on Lammers. He's a strong player, but more of a finesse guy. And you must have your hard hat going against Jack Salt in the paint.
Shayok. Ball. Tried to flip it to Salt, deflected out of there. Here's Moore. Moore gave it a quick look. Heath. Fouls again with Salt defending. Ben up strong. And Okogie tried to pull it away. Last touch by Georgia Tech. They've looked at Lammers twice after the transition play to start the second half.
With a live ball turnover, he picks it up. The nice lob pass to Moore, able to finish. 8 fast break points for the Yellow Jackets. When you labor to score in the half court, you have to create easy opportunities. There, their defense gets a stop. Easy transition bucket.
Hall. And a hand check on Moore. It'll be his second and the first of the second half on Georgia Tech.
The ball's in the paint. UVA does an excellent job. Salt inside, moves it top of the key. The quick shuttle pass from Parantes to Shayok. The defense can't rotate as fast as that ball can move. Unselfish play, finding the open man. And Shayok delivers from the corner.
Fresh 30 after the foul on Moore. Wilkins. Stevens, the rebound of the miss there. They went to Lammers the last 2 half-court possessions, Jason. And now turned over. Parantes, Shayok, and a block called on Heath. It'll be his second of the half on the Jackets, and Josh Heath slow to his feet.
Well, against many teams, coming off that cut, it would be open. Against Virginia, it's not going to be there. Shayok attacks in transition. The second charge that Heath has tried to take this afternoon. Called for a block. Shayok steps to the line for 2.
Mario Shayok to the line. A year ago, averaged just 3.5 points against the conference. 13 minutes. He's now averaging almost 12 against the league.
Well, he's outside of the box, but you can see he's still moving. He's trying to get to the point where he can get his chest in front of the offensive player charging at him. If you're still moving, whether you're outside the lane or not, the officials are going to call a blocking foul.
Virginia lead 10. Shayok's got 10, by the way. Moore. Now to Heath. 8 to shoot. Lob and the catch. Moore, no. Lost it over the inline. Couldn't reel it in. Georgia Tech, Jason, a little different environment now in the second half here than what they saw in the first 20 minutes of play.
Well, the defense of Virginia, Jack Salt is playing center field with Lammers at the high post, so he can simply stay in the lane and bump every cutter. Really impressed at how he moves his feet in the ball screen situations. But this is a team that's connected defensively. They help the helper, forcing you into tough opportunities on that end of the floor.
Hall, foul line Wilkins, tried to go to Salt. He lost it over the end line.
And that's a play there. Wilkins tried to throw a pocket pass. You throw that ball up right at the rim to Jack Salt, allow him to simply catch it at the rim and put it in. A tough pass for a big fella to catch through traffic. Cavaliers
are on the ACC Network Tuesday night from South Bend against Notre Dame. Could be a very big ball game as we enter the middle third of the conference schedule here. Todrick Jackson fights through, draws the foul. Junior from Tifton, Georgia, will get a couple of free throws. On the foul against London Parantes, his second. First on Virginia here in half number 2. So the Cavaliers are at Notre Dame Tuesday night, Jason. Then next Sunday in Philadelphia against Villanova.
Villanova, the #1 team in the country, and possibly the leading candidate for Player of the Year in Josh Hart. You talk about a team coming off a championship. They look just as hungry as they did a season ago when they cut down the nets.
What a matchup for Tony Bennett's team on Sunday, and you see behind that home game against Virginia Tech on the road at the Carrier Dome, and then a rematch from their ACC opener with number 12 Louisville visiting. Jackson got 1 of 2 at the line. He's got 3. The Virginia lead 9. So almost 4 minutes gone, second half in Charlottesville. Shayok, and it rattles in for 2.
Okogie got caught watching there. The ball hit the high post. He turned and faced the ball. Shayok sees the back of his head, so he relocates the find and finish from distance.
7-point lead for Virginia. And a reach-in foul. will get us to a break. Cavaliers led by 7 at the break. They've extended early here in half 2.
Anything easy inside. 2 points here throughout this contest. A big reason, Jack Salt, big, strong, and physical, forcing tough opportunities in the paint. Wes, I think Lammers needs to he has to use his skill. He has to face up. He's not going to win a strength contest on the front line against Jack Salt.
Well,
face him, use his jab step, that nice little jump shot off the glass, but he can't go physical for physical inside against 33 and White.
Well, he's averaging almost 15. Stevens averaging almost 13 in conference play. They've combined for 5 so far. Jackets find themselves trailing 11. Out of the timeout, the foul on Parentes. Back to Lammers again. There he squares. Bounds away for Shayok's rebound.
But every shot is going away from the basket. If you're a big inside, you have to do your work early. But Salt is pushing him away from the rim, and every shot he's taken has been a fadeaway.
Lammers also only has 3 rebounds. Hall of 3. Remember now, he comes into the ballgame averaging almost 9 rebounds in conference play, too. Todrick Jackson at the triple. Air ball. Stevens tried to make the save, did to Thompson. Virginia's got an advantage. Shayok. And a foul before the Lammers block. And it will be on Josh Heath. It'll be his 3rd and the 3rd on Georgia Tech. Josh Pastner knew today there were 2 or 3 different dynamics here. One, he had to make Virginia guard his team. See no field goals. He was okay even with the shot clock violation as long as it wasn't a live ball turnover. The 3rd thing was this. They had to find a way to guard the line. They've done a pretty good job. Virginia's hit some threes, Kate, but nothing over the top today by Tony Bennett's team.
Well, Georgia Tech defensively has done a pretty good job forcing outside shots, but they haven't been able to finish possessions a lot of times with the rebound. And then when you turn the ball over in a game where possessions are so critical against this Virginia team, you must take care of the ball, you have to make free throws, and you must finish points in the paint.
That make the 13-point difference even bigger than it looks?
Absolutely. 13 against Virginia equals about 20, 25 points.
Lammers, right-hand jump hook. Just can't buy one, the big fella today.
Well, that's the best look he's gotten all afternoon. He got the matchup he wanted. The size advantage over Shayok, unable to finish.
To your point, he came off the basket, too. Parentes. Guns. And knocked away Moore and Stevens there for Georgia Tech. Pastner's team will not quit playing hard, though. They do that.
They play hard. He's instilled a few things in this program already in his first season. Maximum effort, playing hard.
And Tim Comer, a whistle and foul off the ball. And it's on Devin Hall.
Well, the guards of Georgia Tech have to find Lammers when he's open. You see there that split second, the help side hadn't come yet. If it's a nice little bounce pass for Moore, maybe he can catch and get it to the rim. But in that second of indecision, you know Virginia's going to rotate. Shayok got there. A good look inside from Lammers. And an even better pass. You talk about this kid's skill set. He's set behind upperclassmen a season ago. Leads the ACC in block shots, giving you 9 rebounds a game, just under 15 points. And they're showing he can facilitate as well.
Assist there. Nice pass. Salt. Back door. Thompson missed the layup. Jackson. Georgia Tech trails 11. And that pass got deflected on the way to Lammers. Virginia in transition. And Parentes will take the foul from Heath. And that'll be 4 on Josh Heath. With 13:20 to play. And Josh Pastner at the Georgia Tech bench knows that depth now is going to be a problem because he doesn't have much of it, so they can ill afford any type of foul trouble. And he got one on his senior transfer guard. Right back to Salt. And couldn't find the basket from close. Here is Moore now with Jackson, Stevens, Okogie back on the floor. Jason and, of course, Lammers.
Well, it's an 11-point game, but it seems like Virginia has this game well in hand, in full control. A big reason Georgia Tech is struggling to put the ball in the basket.
Lammer's really struggling now from the floor.
You see how far he's pushed away from the basket. He starts his crab dribble trying to get closer. Simply doesn't have the strength to create that angle to get closer to the rim against Jack Salt.
Thompson. Virginia having a hard time finding the line from three. Cavaliers have got a Shayok triple. He's got all the Cavalier points, by the way, in the second half. Virginia has only scored 9 second half points. Georgia Tech 5. Backdoor Moore. Nice pass, Jackson.
Ball and body movement. The cross screen frees Moore, streaking to the hoop. And the guards of Georgia Tech on that possession, they found the open man on time and on target. They cut this lead to single digits.
Paul fouled on the reach by Kogi. It'll be his third, and 5 on Georgia Tech. Interesting part was this game started in a flurry to both ends of the floor. Now they've slowed it down. Back to the grind in Charlottesville in a moment. January 1984. Oh, the old Thriller Dome in Atlanta. Rick Carlisle tries to pull the trigger, stripped of it by Bruce Dalrymple. Georgia Tech wins in 3 overtime, 72-71. Crimmins calm as normal at the bench, Capel.
Crimmins going crazy. The first one in the fray celebrating. I think he could still move as quickly right now.
Yep. Coach Crimmins, always low key, very organized. And the Cavaliers and Jackets meeting for a 79th time here today. Virginia's won 4 of 5 and 8 of the last 10 meetings. And they're in front 9 with under 12 to go here in Charlottesville. I love to see the old floor in Alexander Memorial Coliseum.
Thriller Dome was a fun place to play. Some great basketball being played in that legendary arena.
Hall on the drive with 4 to shoot, and I believe Lammers. Nope, Quentin Stevens. First on Stevens, 6 on Georgia Tech here.
When you talk about Virginia moving the basketball, here, a little ankle breaking action. Devin Hall attacking off the bounce. Okogie losing his footing. Hall able to draw the foul, knocks down the first of 2.
Hall's got 5 in the ball game, 84% at the stripe. He's had 5 double-figure games in his last 6. 13 points in Wednesday night's victory at Boston College. He's got a half dozen today. I think he and Shayok, you know what Parentes is, you know about Isaiah Wilkins. He and Shayok are the 2 variables maybe for Virginia's success the rest of the way.
They're that second and third option. Guys that can make shots. When you talk about Hall, he's maybe the one player that can create an opportunity off the bounce for himself.
Jackson had it blocked, recovered, and it fell off the front rim for Salt. Everything has been contested by the host Cavaliers today.
Josh Pastner said this team had to make their free throws and had to make layups. The issue is every layup is being hotly contested at the rim. Nothing easy for the Yellow Jackets.
Kyle Guy, a 2. He's got 6. Been struggling from the floor in his last 4 games coming in.
And with this lead now moving to 13 points, Josh Pastner sends he's back to the scores table with 4 fouls. Going to put him in the game and try to get back in this ballgame.
Jackson tried to split the double team, got it knocked away. Virginia, who just snapped a scoring drought from the floor a moment ago, looking for another off a turnover. We're halfway home in half 2. Cavaliers by 13. To shoot for Guy. Thompson feeds Wilkins. Hall with the shot clock going off.
And that's just a heartbreaker. Josh Pastner signaling for a timeout. You play good defense for 29 seconds and then give up a 3-point jump shot. The Wahoo's in command. When you play Virginia, who's going to be that second option scoring the basketball? Well, today, the leader, Mariel Shayok, doing it in a variety of ways, getting inside knocking down shots from distance. And Devin Hall, also a productive player. 9 points. Devin Hall, the recipient of great ball movement, late shot clock catching, hands and feet ready. Myers knocks down a big triple to extend this lead.
Josh Heath now with 4 fouls. Picked up the 4th back at the 13:20 mark, so he only got about a 3.5-minute break over there on Coach Pastner's bench. So out of the timeout, he'll work with Moore, Okogie, Lammers, and Stevens. Original starters for Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech has such a thin bench. When they have to go deep into it, there's a significant drop-off, and Heath is a veteran player. You see, when he went out of the game is when this game started to get out of hand a bit. He's back in, attacks off the bounce, able to finish inside.
With the backcourt pressure offered up. Hall almost didn't make the 10-second count, Jason. Isaiah Wilkins had to wave him on across the midcourt line. Here's Guy working against the freshman Okogie. 5 to shoot. Crossed him up, missed the 3. And last touch by Georgia Tech. Fresh shot clock. Hey, it's bow time. So that means we're checking the Bojangles fan of the game. And some of the early diplomats here at the university are taking in the contest today.
The founding fathers.
Apparently.
Looking the part.
Let's see if I can get you that.
That wig.
Yeah, be good for you. Lob, Thompson. Second field goal for the Tennessee transfer, Darius Thompson.
And no ball pressure on the passer. The nice little loop action leading to the back screen from Wilkins. An uncontested lob, and Thompson throws it down.
Moore. Georgia Tech trailing 16. Stevens trying to go to Lammers. Just the 1 field goal today. That was 6 on the shot clock. Burns right hand and got the roll. Second field goal for Lammers. Comes in averaging almost 15 a game, 18th in the league. 4th in field goal percentage. 53-39. Wilkins had it blocked by Lammers, but I believe Okogie will be tagged. No, Lammers. His second, 7th on Georgia Tech.
Well, great precision on offense here. You have Guy cutting through to clear the side. Hall, not enough ball pressure there from Heath. You must pressure the basketball. The back screen, Stevens doesn't give support. And a nice lob to the rim. And as I said earlier, Thompson may be the best athlete on this team. From the guard position, goes up high and sends it in.
Corey Hayward for Heath. Moore goes out as well as Jackson returns for Georgia Tech. Isaiah Wilkins, who a year ago only had 2 double-figure games in ACC play. Knocks down 1 or 2 at the line, has 5 here today. Comes in averaging better than 7 in conference play, along with 7 rebounds. Virginia lead 15. Lammers on a handoff to Okogie. Stevens will line up one and knock it down. 6 for Quentin Stevens.
And he knocked down that shot, but Wilkins right there in his face with a hot contest. If you're going to beat this Virginia team, if you're going to soften this defense, you must make shots from the perimeter and understand many times they're going to be hotly contested, as that one from Stevens was.
On the drive, Guy, and deflected as he tried to get rid of it. Jackson. Okogie, high post Lammers. Back to the freshman. 10 to shoot, and a foul on Thompson reaching in over the top. And we'll take a timeout. Virginia by 12. Back after a word from your local ACC station. For summaries of the other ACC games, go to the Toyota Game Center on the ACC.com.
Freshman Josh Okogie doing the job on the road. 13 points. He needs help on that front line from Ben Lammers, who struggled. And then we talked about the others for Virginia. London Perrantes, a proven scorer and leader. He needs guys to step up for this team to reach their full potential. Mariel Shayok doing the job, 14 points, doing it in a variety of ways. And as usual, This stingy defense from UVA getting the job done on their home court.
Salt defending Lammers. Heath on the bench. Jackson will give and go with Lammers. Now skip for Stevens. Hayward on the drive. Feeds big. Lammers for the dunk and the foul.
Well, a chink in the armor there is great ball movement from Georgia Tech. You see the ball moving across the horn. Hayward drives to the basket, draws that second defender. Salt goes to contest. The nice shovel pass. That was contested, but Lammers goes up with the authority, finishes the play, and knocks down the free throw for the three-point play.
It was the former Jacket Charles Mitchell who tagged all the Ben Lammers nicknames. The Laminator, Big Tex. 8-1 run sparked by the three-point trip for the junior from San Antonio, and Georgia Tech to within 9 with 6.5 to go. And Parentes went to the deck, turned it over. Jackson's got it. Held ball will belong to Georgia Tech on possession. Josh Pastner was litigating for a travel.
But Josh Pastner wants a foul. He sees his guy dive on the floor for the basketball, and white jerseys dive on top of him. But you have to love the effort of Georgia Tech. They've been down, they fought back. There's no quitting this team. Telling his guys, great job. When you're first to the floor, good things are going to happen for you. Your first trip now through the ACC, Josh Pastner, 3 wins already, knocking off North Carolina and Clemson at home, NC State on the road. This team is getting better, and most importantly, they give the maximum effort for 40 minutes.
Okogie. And Jackson lost it in the bench. Tough pass to handle. Georgia Tech gives it away. So while Pastner's in year number 1 in Atlanta, he's facing the number 16 team in the country, and he told me this morning the hits just keep on coming, and coaches do too, including this guy, 47-year-old Tony Bennett. 179 wins and twice the ACC Coach of the Year. Just amazing what his worksheet looks like in Charlottesville. Shea.
You're looking for another score in Charlottesville, Virginia. It's number 4 in white. The size to score off the bounce. The ability to knock down shots from distance. There you see the nice 1-2 pull-up. Looks very confident scoring the basketball for the Wahoos.
Jason, the interesting thing about Virginia, they know their deficiencies when it comes to who they are in both ends of the floor. Salt is an excellent interior defender, but they've got problems scoring the ball inside.
Well, Salt's job offensively, set screens, create opportunities for his guards to get open looks. He does that with supreme confidence on the offensive end.
Quick look at our Honda Dealers of the Carolinas AP Top 25, and you see the 6 ACC schools. Number 9 North Carolina a winner today, as was number 15 Notre Dame. Florida State leading Louisville. Virginia winning here, and of course Duke meets Miami later tonight at Cameron Indoor. You can see the update on Wake and NC State, Louisville, Florida State. At the bottom of your screen as we roll through the final 5.5 here. Cards drawing close at the Tucker Center. Lammers with 6 to shoot. Jackson a triple at the front. And Stevens tried to keep it alive. And a foul on Georgia Tech, I believe. And it's on Quentin Stevens. Number 8 on the Jackets. So 1-1 at the other end of the floor for Virginia. Don't forget Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. Virginia is in South Bend to meet 15th ranked Notre Dame. Some of you will see Wake and Syracuse from the Carrier Dome. And Devin Hall, his brother Mark played football here for the Cavaliers. Knocks down the front end of the 1-1. Jason, a year ago, his resume was strong on-ball defender, not much of an offensive guy. He's really developed that side of his game.
Well, you had Brogdon, the ACC Player of the Year. You played a role with him on the court. Anthony Gill also up front, but different responsibilities now. That second, third offensive option has to come from Hall and Shea. They've done a pretty good job this afternoon.
Hayward tried to put it right on the bounce for Lammers, and he couldn't handle it. Turned over by Georgia Tech. Unforced error in the half court. So Virginia by a dozen gets the ball back. And Josh Heath going to report back into the ball game with the 4 personal fouls to replace Jackson. Fuentes for Shayok and the Cavaliers front court. Georgia Tech in the zone. Wilkins. 8 to shoot. Hall. Little floater. Knocked out into the backcourt. And Fuentes going to run it down.
And again, even when Georgia Tech forces a tough shot, unable to finish the possession with a rebound, and you understand Virginia, you give them that second opportunity, they're going to pull it out and just let this clock continue to tick, execute, and ensure they get a good look at the basket.
Hall stepped out of bounds right over in front of the Cavalier bench. Virginia gives it back, even with the second chance opportunity. Still up 12 with 4:11 to go. This is the tempo we thought we'd see most of the day, right?
Both teams getting into their half court, executing, moving the basketball. 2 teams that value possessions. 2 stingy defenses. Got a little fast on both sides early, but now we've settled into their style of play.
Virginia scored 22 second half points. Georgia Tech 17. Justin Moore, the freshman from San Diego. Heath took the contact, scored the hoop. 8 for Heath. Had 10 points, 10 assists last Sunday in the win at NC State. Came back with 10 points Wednesday night, 6 assists at Virginia Tech.
Well, a nice job by Moore. Didn't panic when he was in the double team. The nice find, and Heath attacks downhill. Unafraid, takes the contact. Yellow Jackets have to have a great defensive stand here.
Fuentes the miss, Salt cleaned it up.
Nice contest at the rim, forced a tough shot from Fuentes, but just too small up front to box out Salt.
12-point lead for Virginia when we come back. We welcome the nearly 1 million men and women of the U.S. Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, and Marines stationed around the globe in 175 countries and on the high seas. So proud to have you with us and hope you're enjoying today's telecast. And what a first third of the conference it's already been. 10 teams within 2 games in the loss column, Jason.
And it makes defending your home court a premium. You have to win at home. So many teams jockeying for position. We're almost at the midway mark. And if you look today, if Florida State's able to hold off Louisville, we have a 3-way tie for first place. Florida State, Notre Dame, and the Tar Heels of North Carolina.
Stevens a triple. And Okogie kept it alive, but Fuentes the deflection for Virginia. You see Wake State a 3-point game at the under 8 mark. Florida State by 3 halfway through half number 2. Already today, Carolina winning at Boston College, Notre Dame at home against Syracuse. Shayok. Now for Fuentes. This one you want your senior to take over, isn't it, Jason?
Oh!
Yes, sir. Salt couldn't finish the layup. London put it on a platter for Salt. Okogie a strong take and draws the foul. All right, Capel. London Fuentes dialed one up for you.
London Fuentes attacking downhill. Too much sauce on the pass, and Salt. That's a play, big fella. You got to finish that play. You got to take one strong dribble, get to the other side of the rim, and send it home with authority. You can't let a pass like that go without an assist.
Okogie's first points of the second half after a 13-point first half for the Yellow Jackets.
And I think a big reason fatigue. You look at the responsibility this young man has. He has to score the basketball his first time around now against this defense, having to work not only with the ball, but every cut he's being touched. A welcome to the ACC moment on the road here in Charlottesville, Virginia.
4 of 6 from the line today, 14 points for Josh Okogie. 11-point lead for Virginia. Cavaliers looking for their 4th straight win. Would put them a game back of those 3 you mentioned a moment ago. Headed to Notre Dame on Tuesday, and Shayok will get the and one on the drive.
And that's when their offense is efficient. When they're moving the basketball, setting those down screens, allowing their guards to curl to the hoop, putting so much pressure on the opposition. You have Todrick Jackson switched on Jack Salt. He doesn't know he has to step up and show on that screen. Shayok, too big, too strong, takes that curl. The hit and harm and able to finish a possible 3-point play.
Career high 18 for Shayok today. The Virginia lead at 13. And Virginia from Canada knocks down the free throw. Well, it was thought in the preseason he would have a big role in replacing Malcolm Brogdon, and he starts today for the 4th time and is countered with a career high today. Final 2 minutes in Charlottesville. Jackson. Heath on the drive, skips for Jackson. Now Okogie a 3, and it's spun out.
But a great offensive possession for Georgia Tech. They moved the basketball, created an open opportunity. Okogie has shown he can knock down shots, 2 on the evening. Just unlucky with the in and out.
75 seconds left. 7 to shoot for Shayok. This spot. And Lammers the rebound, and a foul, I believe, on Jack Salt. And it is on Salt. It will be just his 2nd. That's 7 on Virginia. And our performance of the game brought to you by your local Chevy dealers. And a career high 19 today for Ottawa, Ontario junior Mariel Shayok.
An impressive afternoon for the guard. We've seen him knock down shots from distance, get to the rim and finish. He's done it at all 3 levels this afternoon, from 3 mid-range as well as finishing in the paint. But more impressive maybe is what he's done defensively. Sitting down, spreading out, so long and athletic. Does a great job on both ends.
Lammers missed the front end of the 1-and-1. Josh Pastner has brought A.D. Gay, Kellen McCormick, Jodan Price onto the floor with Jackson and Lammers, and now Tony Bennett going to take a timeout, literally just to get some guys on the ball on the floor. Ty Jerome, Mamadi Diakite, and Jared Reuter will check in. Sylvester Obanda has come onto the floor for Georgia Tech here in the final 58 seconds. It won't get any easier for Pastner's team. Florida State and Atlanta on Wednesday night, then next Saturday at Notre Dame, or at home against Notre Dame.
Well, there are no easy games in ACC play. You look, Georgia Tech has already knocked off North Carolina at home. You look at Boston College taking care of Syracuse on their home court in emphatic fashion. 2 teams picked at the bottom already have quality wins. You must come ready to play a full 40 minutes each night in the ACC.
McCormick. Obanda inside. And will draw the foul. And they need somebody to come swab the deck. Out there where Todrick Jackson went down. And Jason Williford going to offer a towel and extra hand for Tim Nestor and Tim Comer and our crew. Here is Sylvester Obanda at the line. He's 6 of 8 at the stripe this year. From Nigeria, but played at National Christian Academy in the Washington area. And here's the look ahead for Coach Pastner's team. Ooh. Clemson and Wake Forest on the road after the 2 big home games against the top 15 opponents. 1 of 2 for Obanda, and the final possession will belong to Virginia.
The only caveat there, your next 2 games, after being on the road for the last 3 contests, you get to go home. But oh yeah, you're playing against 2 teams in the top 14 in the country. Tough sledding for Josh Pastner in his first year in the ACC.
Cavaliers are going to win their 4th straight. 8 of their last 10, 15-3, and now 5-2 in the ACC, Jason. Very impressive by Tony Bennett's team.
Well, just doing an excellent job defensively. We understand how great they are, but offensively sharing the basketball, and we found that second option as far as putting it in the hole. Mariel Shayok, 19 points, a career high, getting the job done here in Charlottesville.
He did it on 6 of 9 from the floor, added 4 rebounds as well, as the Cavaliers beat Georgia Tech by 13. More from Charlottesville in a moment.